morning, afternoon and evening, wherever you're watching this from. Today I'm just going to test a couple of functions on the Atom 2, the Potensic Atom 2. You don't really want to do things like this in the real environment. You never know what could go wrong. So it's best trying to get to safe surroundings and then do your test functions. Make sure you're fully adapted to the new modules that's available to us for our droning. And one of it's going to be about in the old Potensic Atom 1, when you first take off, it sets your home point. So there, when you're flying around, you have to be mindful of where you took off from, because any loss of signal, or you click return to home, it will return to the very first point that your home was recorded, your home point. And now the Atom 2 has a new function where you can go into the flight mode during your flight, and you can actually select, change your home point to your current remote controller. So that's pretty nifty, right? So that is going to be something very useful. So you just have to be mindful of a few things, don't you? But sometimes people do get confused by when it says return where your controller is. That doesn't mean to say, it means where you're actually physically standing from, not if you're still on the move. If you're on I don't know, you're doing some kind of videography and you're doing you're in a car, or you're cycling, walking, whatever you're doing, you're moving. It doesn't keep following you to your home point. It doesn't follow you live. So that's just something to be careful of. But no, it just means you can change your home point to where you're currently standing with your remote. So that's pretty good. That's going to be very useful. Yeah, it's perfect conditions for flying. About 15 miles per hour gusts, which is very acceptable. And it's satellites are all good. No GPS issues today. KPS score. So we are good to fly. And I'm going to fly probably from the central piece just coming up, and then I'll go down to the water. Obviously we'll set our home point from here, and I'll get down to the water somewhere, have the drone going out, and I'll change my location to the remote controller of our new home point and see what it does. But you also got, when you are flying, you can set it to land, or you can set it to hover, I believe. So we'll have a look at that. So there's two ways of doing this. You can go to the start menu, or your settings menu, and then you can scroll down to dynamic home point. To ensure safe return, please make sure you pay attention to the changes in the dynamic home point locations. Potensic is not responsible for any return deviations caused by mobile device location errors. So just a little caveat there to pay attention to. But you can also do this when you're flying as well. At the moment, I'm still going to keep this as it is, and I'll change it when I'm in the air via the in flight, and then you can change it there. Okay, so let's get Dora up and do our test. There you go, home point has been updated. Pay attention to where you are, but we'll change that when we get down to the bottom. So I'm going to take her up, and I'm going to slowly go towards the water. And I'm going to go about sort of 50 meters, I think, in height. Yeah, about that sort of angle. If I slowly move forward, a bit higher actually. Go on 39, 40, look a bit higher. I'll lower the gimbal a little bit. There we go, 50 meters. If I slowly move it forward, we can then click our C2 just slowly. That's in cruise control. But yeah, let's see how this works out. So shortly I shall be turning to the left when I get up here, and we'll see on my screen. I will go into settings and I'll change the home point. You go to the So you click the in-flight mode on my screen, and door is just there. And you click that, and then you go down to drone home, so remote controller. Set remote controller location as a home point, so you can set it now, confirm. So now, if you hold, return is beeping, and she is returning its way. So that has worked. So that's what you do. So I thought, as I'm on the waterfront here, along the pathway, let's take Dora out for a little fly and add a little bit of footage to this quick update, shall we? So we'll start the video. C1 and down on the controller. Take Dora off. Home point has updated, as you can see on the screen. Nothing around us, we're good to take off. So I'm going to bring it down to about sort of 10-15 meters. And I'm going to point the camera down, and I'm going to see what we can see in the water today, in the sea, the ocean. And I'll put Dora in cruise control, and put the camera down, and I'll push the camera forward a little bit and just let her do her thing. So she's in cruise control, as you can see on my screen. So just a quick recap. We walked halfway down our field, and then we set the home point. As when you first take off, it sets the home point. And then we put it in cruise control at about 50 meters. We let Dora come down to near the waterfront. I then went into the flight control app in flight mode, and I adjusted the home point to the remote controller to where you're physically standing there and then. It doesn't mean to say it will carry on following you, as I mentioned earlier. It just sets to your control at that present time. So just be mindful of that. But another great feature, and I love it. So well done, Potensic. You've done another great job. And so this is Lorenzo signing off. But hopefully you enjoyed a little bit of the preview of what I did today. Across the water, I'm not sure if we saw any wildlife today. So if you have enjoyed this video today, this little test flight, and obviously not just a test flight, you can also see some great scenery. And listen, I can see on my meta glasses that there's people kayaking or canoeing over there in the distance. And there's plenty of boats on the water today, as you would imagine. It's a gorgeous day. Probably the 30th of April. It's about 24, 25 degrees on the south coast of the United Kingdom. So there you have it. So if you have enjoyed this video today, please feel free to like and subscribe. I do read all your comments and I do reply back to you. So if you have any burning questions or any suggestions, please let me know in the comments or reach out to me via my Facebook or Instagram, and I'll be happy to message you back. As always, thanks for watching. Lorenzo. So on my way back, as you can see, that plane, that's quite low. So that's one reason why you must always keep your eyes on your drone, because you'd have to lower it, because that is quite low for a plane. Well, they're a mini aircraft, but it's still, it's probably over the sort of 400 feet, 120 meter mark, but you'd have to bring your drone down. So always be aware of what's around you.